Josh Briggs entered the arena tonight with a look of pure determination etched on his face, and it was obvious from the very beginning that he wasn't there to make anyone happy or win any friends. He had a point to prove, a message to send, and he was more than ready to do it through sheer force and brutality. This wasn't a man looking for approval or validation. This was a man fueled by frustration and anger, and tonight, Andre Chase was the unfortunate target of that fury. Briggs has been carrying this pent-up aggression for a while now, and while frustration can sometimes break a competitor, for Briggs, it was fueling him, pushing him to assert himself in the most dominant way possible. He's been stewing for weeks, irritated by situations both in and out of the ring, and all of that was boiling over here, manifesting in a relentless pursuit of destruction. It was clear from the moment the bell rang that Josh Briggs was a man on a mission, and Andre Chase, despite his best efforts, was simply standing in the path of a storm. The commentary team themselves couldn't ignore the intensity, pointing out that Briggs had been sticking his nose in everybody's business lately, from former friends to Chase U to even Javon Evans earlier that very night. It's been a consistent theme with Briggs. He's angry, he's agitated, and he's channeling that into confrontation after confrontation. But tonight was about more than stirring the pot. It was about sending a message that nobody is safe when Josh Briggs is in this kind of mood. Andre Chase, always a fan favorite and beloved by Chase U supporters, came into this match with energy and optimism, but early on, it was clear that Briggs wasn't here to play games. Chase, to his credit, didn't back down and actually had some early momentum, showcasing his technical skill and determination. He landed a few solid hits, kept Briggs momentarily staggered, and even managed to get the crowd on his side with some well-placed defense, but Briggs's sheer size and raw power quickly shifted the balance. The commentary team noted that Andre Chase was looking real good in the early stages, but they questioned if he could keep the momentum going against someone with Briggs's size and power. As the match heated up, Briggs showcased his ability to absorb punishment and turn the tide in an instant, demonstrating the kind of dominance that has made him a looming threat in the NXT locker room. At one point, Chase seemed to have the upper hand, rolling through moves, keeping Briggs on his toes, and even nearly stunning him with a surprise maneuver that got the fans out of their seats. The arena was electric, and the commentators shouted in disbelief as Chase executed a stunner that left Briggs momentarily dazed. The cameras even panned to Javon Evans backstage, who was shown watching the match intently, clearly aware that Briggs's aggression wasn't just limited to this fight, but was a statement aimed at the entire roster. Despite Chase's impressive showing, it became increasingly clear that Briggs was operating on an entirely different level of rage tonight. He powered through every strike, shook off every attack, and answered with devastating moves of his own. The match reached a turning point when Briggs unleashed a massive choke slam, a move so brutal that it seemed to suck the energy out of the entire crowd. Chase was left gasping on the mat, but Briggs wasn't done yet. He delivered another devastating blow, a size 16 boot right to Chase's face, a move so crushing that one commentator quipped Briggs had canceled class for the rest of the week, referring to Chase's Chase U persona. The referee counted the pinfall, and the match was officially over, with Josh Briggs standing tall as the victor. The crowd reacted with a mix of shock and boos, recognizing that Briggs had just completely dismantled one of NXT's most beloved superstars. But Briggs wasn't finished. His rage hadn't been fully satisfied with just a victory. After the bell, Briggs sent a chilling message to the entire locker room, especially Javon Evans, who has been a focal point of Briggs's recent ire. With a cold, unrelenting expression, Briggs continued his assault, delivering more punishment to Chase even after securing the win. The commentary team's voices rose with urgency as they called out his actions, questioning the meaning behind this brutal post-match beatdown. "What the hell's the meaning of this?" one commentator shouted as Briggs mercilessly attacked Chase, sending shockwaves through the crowd. The camera zoomed in on Briggs's eyes, and they were filled with a dangerous intensity, a clear signal that this was more than just a wrestling match for him. This was personal. Briggs wanted to prove a point, and he wasn't about to let anyone, not even Chase U's charismatic leader, walk away unscathed. Security and referees scrambled into the ring, attempting to stop the chaos, but Briggs shoved them aside, standing tall over Chase's broken body. The message was loud and clear. Josh Briggs wasn't just another competitor, he was a force of destruction, and anyone who crossed him would pay the price. Javon Evans, wherever he was watching, had to be paying close attention, because Briggs's actions were clearly directed at him as much as they were at Chase. The commentary team reiterated this point, making it clear that Briggs wasn't simply on a winning streak. He was declaring war on anyone who dared to stand in his way. This wasn't about titles or accolades anymore. This was about dominance and fear. Briggs had been simmering with frustration for weeks, and now that anger had manifested into something terrifying. Andre Chase, despite his valiant effort, had become the first real victim of this new side of Josh Briggs, and the visual of him lying broken in the ring while Briggs glared down at him painted a chilling picture of what's to come. As the arena reacted in shock, Briggs finally made his exit, but not before delivering one final cold stare back at the chaos he'd left behind, a clear sign that this story is far from over. Chase was left devastated, their leader humiliated and hurt, and Javon Evans was now firmly on notice that Briggs's fury was heading his way. Tonight wasn't about wins or losses, it was about a shift in NXT's landscape. Josh Briggs had sent a message, and it echoed through the entire arena. The commentary team summed it up perfectly, stating that Briggs had delivered a punishing message to Chase, the locker room, and Javon Evans, and that nobody could ignore what had just happened. This was a brutal showcase of power, frustration, and rage, a warning shot fired at anyone who dared step into the ring with Josh Briggs going forward. In a single night, Briggs redefined himself as one of NXT's most dangerous competitors, and the entire roster will be looking over their shoulders, knowing that this new, unrelenting version of him is out for blood. Fans were left buzzing, some in awe, others in fear, but one thing was clear: Josh Briggs had made his point, and this was only the beginning.